Hey everybody, it's Greg from Park Journey. So as you all may have heard, there's a lot of talk going on the in Facebook and Twitter, different groups for Six Flags parks that they are changing a lot of their current process for memberships and season passes. This is only happening at a few parks so far, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this kind of spread throughout the rest of the chain. So definitely, obviously, have some thoughts on this new process, this new program. They are kind of shifting their focus away from just basically trying to get as many people in the park as possible to trying to get people in the park that will actually spend money, because that's two totally different things, if we're being honest. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll kind of break down the new passes. I'm going to look at the ones at Magic Mountain for now, but they're similar throughout the chain, and we'll kind of break down. I'm also going to talk about what this means for current people who have a season pass or membership. So stay tuned for that. We'll get right into it. But before we do, make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel. As always, we greatly appreciate it. So as I mentioned, there is a new season pass program for Magic Mountain. Memberships are no longer for sale. That's a huge change, obviously, from what they've been doing the last couple of years. They've really been pushing and pushing and pushing the membership program, and basically now that program is no longer. So number one, I will say that right at the top, to dispel any rumors or anything that you see going around, if you have a current membership with Six Flags, you are grandfathered into that program. What that means is you keep paying, and you're still have it. I have the Diamond, I believe, membership. I don't have the second tier one, so not the one that you get, 2 rides and 50%. I never got that one. So it's a 35% discount and like 1 ride or whatever. But anyway, if you have one of those passes, as long as you are in good standing, you will be able to continue to have that pass. So what does that mean? If you get a new credit card, update it. If you have it on a bank account, make sure you have money in there to pay it, because they're probably going to look for any reason to kick you off of that pass and move you to this new program. So keep that in mind. I have mine, I believe, on PayPal. That way I know that whatever my PayPal account is, it's always has money in it. I never have to worry about it. So I would suggest if you are using a credit card or debit card for that membership pass now, move it over to PayPal, because you could have it on your bank account, you could have it on your credit card, and if there's not money on one, it'll pay from the other. So keep that in mind. So again, if you have the current pass and you want to keep it going, but don't let it lapse, because they're probably going to look for a way to get you off of that pass and onto the new one. All right, so let's kind of break down a little bit the new passes here, and I'm going to pull it up on the Six Flags website here and just kind of break down a little bit of what the pass benefits are. So there's three basic passes here. Obviously, the one they want you to buy is the Ultimate Pass, and we're going to get into that one at the end. So we're going to kind of break down a couple of the other passes. So the Thrill Seeker Pass, and again, we're looking at Magic Mountain and Hurricane Harbor here in Los Angeles. Now, for the first time that I can think of, they are going to have blackout days for those Thrill Seeker passes, which means on the busiest days, think things like Saturdays in the summer, Fright Fest Saturday nights, that you will be blocked out from using those passes. You can also, on those passes, have skip the line pass, one single use on a weekday. And then you can also have standard parking every visit. You do get the Six Flags rewards. You get 2 special rate tickets for friends per year. But on that pass, there is no monthly payment. You have to pay it all up front. Okay. So, and that pass is $114.99. Okay, so I'm going to look at all the benefits. So here are the blackout days for Hurricane Harbor. Like I mentioned, Memorial Weekend, Saturdays and Sundays in June, and July and August. A lot more. I will say there are more blackout days for Hurricane Harbor than there are for Magic Mountain. And as I mentioned, Six Flags Magic Mountain blackout days. No surprise here. Saturdays during Fright Fest, September 24th, October 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th. So keep that in mind if you want to go to Fright Fest on a Saturday. For those of us that have a different pass, I'm actually looking forward to hopefully not having so many people at Fright Fest on a Saturday night and actually it being somewhat enjoyable. So I'm actually very excited about this pass from my perspective. I do have the membership. I'm going to keep it going as long as I can. I'm actually kind of excited for this particular pass. One last thing I will say about the Thrill Seeker Pass is that is only for Six Flags Magic Mountain and Hurricane Harbor. So if you want to go to any other Six Flags parks, you want to go to Discovery Kingdom, you want to go on a road trip to the East Coast and visit some of the Six Flags parks, you will not be able to on that Thrill Seeker Pass. I will add though, a couple of years ago, I did a poll on my personal Facebook page, not my Park Journey page, with my non-theme park friends, asking them how many Six Flags parks there are in California. And all of them, for pretty much 90% of them, 95% of them said there was one or two, and they said Magic Mountain and Hurricane Harbor. So most people that visit Magic Mountain, I'm going to say they probably only visit Magic Mountain. So if that is you, that pass might not be the worst thing for you if you can visit during the week. You don't want to go to Fright Fest on a Saturday, stuff like that. I would say that's still a pretty good deal. So keep that in mind, as well as that you can only visit one park, your home park, with that Thrill Seeker Pass. Now we move over to the Extreme Pass, which is $179.99, so essentially $180. You get access to Magic Mountain and Hurricane Harbor, standard parking, the rewards. You get 5 tickets per year for your specialty rate. So discount tickets for your friends, 2 single-use weekday visits for Skip the Line passes. You do have a payment option on here. You can also visit all other Six Flags parks with this pass. You do get a refillable sports drink bottle. You get a 25% off discount on merchandise and 15% off food. You also get a 1 single day dining pass on your pass as well. So again, breaking down the benefits of this one here, as I mentioned, unlimited access to all Six Flags. FlexPay is definitely if you need the FlexPay plan. But the FlexPay is a little bit different than what it is currently. So for the memberships, you pay monthly. This FlexPay pass is 4 payments. So you basically have to pay 4 times per year for that particular pass. And then lastly, we have the Ultimate Pass, which is $329.99, so $330. This also does have the FlexPay pass, so you can pay it in 4 payments. The benefits for this one is, again, unlimited visits to all Six Flags outdoor parks, front gate parking, which I assume is the current premium parking. I don't think that that's any other lot than that is. Merchandise, 30% off most items. Food discount, 20% off most items. 1 refillable drink per 1 refillable soft drink bottle. 5 single-use Skip the Line passes any visit. That's pretty awesome. 10 meal dining plan, which basically means you only get 10 meals per year. No more eating every single day at the park anymore for those of you that like to do that. I've never had the meal plan. I'll get into the meal plan a little bit, but I've actually never had it, so not a huge deal to me. Attractions credit, $50, which means for like the Slingshot or the Sky Coaster, you get 10 specialty rate tickets for friends and family. Water park seating reservations, 1 ride photo each session, or each season, excuse me, Six Flags rewards, and the FlexPay option. So again, if you're going to visit a lot of parks and you're going to go a lot, and you want to have a meal plan, then that's probably going to be your best bet. Now, I also mentioned that they are changing the meal plan, and I think this is where it's going to hit a lot of people. As I mentioned, I've never had the meal plan, or the Flash Pass or anything like that, or the Photo Pass. I've never seen a need for it, but they are changing that as well, and I think that's what's going to probably impact the most amount of people. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So the gold season Flash Pass is $399 now. Platinum is $500 or $499. The 4-meal dining plan, so your choice of any 4 entrees to add onto your Six Flags Pass is $40 a year. So what this is basically 4 entrees with a fountain drink or bottle of water. Expires when all 4 entrees are redeemed at the end of the 2022 season. Gives you your flexibility to use your meals all at once or spread them out. Sales tax will be added at the end of checkout. So basically what that means is you're paying $40 to get 4 meals throughout the entire season. So no more getting 2 meals a day. That is gone. And you basically are paying for 4 meals per year. So I don't know why anybody would get this. It doesn't really seem, unless you have 4 people going, you can use them all on the same day. So if you want to just use them all, you want to pay $40 and get all your meals on the same day, then go for it. I don't see why anybody would do this add-on now. Let's be honest, that meal plan was too good to be true. And obviously we've all seen the story about the guy that ate there for lunch every day for, years and years and years and years, and, kind of ruined it for everybody. But it was too good to be true, to be honest. So there's definitely some, changes were needed, on this. So, so that's the breakdown of kind of what it currently is or what is coming. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about why this is happening. So again, they're basically, doing a huge correction. So for years and years and years, Six Flags has been concentrating on, let's get as many people into the parks as possible. Who cares if they don't spend money? We want to have the attendance numbers. And that's honestly not productive. We've all seen, issues within the parks. You have things like cracked concrete, low capacity of coasters, running one train, this and that. And people, complain about it, but if you're not getting the revenue to do all of these things are not going to change. So while I think, there's going to be some growing pains on this, I think in the long run, this is going to benefit the parks. Those of us who have, been going for years and years and years, hopefully we'll see kind of a return to things. I mean, let's face it, like the Magic Mountain parking lot, it's needed to be repaved for decades, not even years, decades. And hopefully a little bit of extra revenue will allow things like this to happen, things like this. So the new CEO is, they're doing a little bit of an overcorrection. So kind of what he's been saying throughout the last couple of weeks or the last couple of days about this is, and I'm going to quote here, the new CEO, the company has been focused on attendance growth for far too long and has neglected obvious pricing opportunities and customer experience improvements. The correct path to sustainable revenue growth appears to be through fewer guests, or versus those cheap season passes who are willing to pay up for a better experience or product. So fewer crowds, shorter lines, better food. And I'm in that camp. I would love to see shorter lines and fewer crowds and better food. I would be way more willing to eat at the park if they had better food. That's probably the biggest reason why I've never gotten the dining pass. I'm just not a fan of the food at the park, to be honest. There are some places that are great. I think the Full Throttle bar is great. But other than that, I'm not a huge fan of the food at Magic Mountain. So I'm hoping, or at any Six Flags. I'm just going to put it out there. So I'm hoping, by them kind of concentrating more on things like this, that will improve that aspect of it. As I mentioned, the meal plans are also being changed, so no more unlimited meal plans. you know, things like that. And again, the parks that this has been rolled out at so far would be Magic Mountain, Discovery Kingdom, Six Flags Over Texas, and Six Flags Fiesta Texas. So again, I suggest if you have a membership, keep it going as long as you can. If you are going to be visiting more than one park other than your local park, obviously you do not want that Thrill Seeker Pass. You want either the Extreme or the Ultimate Pass. And again, you know, these are not really that ridiculously overpriced. I mean, compared to other parks. Now, you know, when you look at this Ultimate Pass, I think the pass that people are probably going to compare it to the most, and for good reason, is the Cedar Fair Platinum Pass, which is, you know, which is significantly less than this. So the $329 is the Ultimate Pass. I think the Cedar Fair Platinum is like $199 or $219. But you know, you look at things like you get the free parking, front gate parking every visit. You get 5 skip the line passes every visit. You've got the soft drink bottle that you don't get that with the Cedar Fair, and you get the 10 meal dining plan as well. So you get 10 meals and the $50 credit. So you talk about the difference between the Platinum Pass and the Ultimate Pass. Yes, you're talking, you know, $120, $140, $130, something like that. But again, front gate parking. You've got the 5 single-use skip the line passes every visit. You've got the 10 meal dining plan and the attractions credit. So you throw all that stuff in there, and it's a better deal than the Platinum Pass for Cedar Fair parks. So, you know, keep that in mind. So, you know, you can't sit here and compare it to, you know, Disney or Universal or anything like that. You've got to kind of, you know, go with a similar park chain. And I think the closest one is the Cedar Fair park. And then you look at like the Thrill Seeker Pass. That is very similar to like the Knott's Pass, the Knott's Gold Pass. But that doesn't even, the Knott's Gold Pass is just for Knott's and Soak City as well. And then there's also a Knott's Pass that they have that is just for Knott's. So, you know, when you kind of compare it like that they're kind of going to a Cedar Fair pricing model, it does make a little bit more sense. Now, one of the other things that I will mention off the top here is something that we noticed on our visit to Magic Mountain on New Year's Eve, and that is they are starting to do pay per ride front of the line passes on some of the attractions. So things like Twisted Colossus, Goliath, I believe Full Throttle is on there now, and I believe I think it was X2 is on there now as well. So here's the pictures of it. So, you know, keep in mind that you're going to probably see more things like this, more a la carte type things that are going to be added to the different parks as we move forward. So this is, you know, kind of an accompaniment to the Flash Pass. So I will say I visited every major Six Flags park in the United States other than New England, and I've used the Flash Pass at every single one of them. I have never used the Flash Pass at Magic Mountain because it's my home park. I'm there all the time. No reason for me to ever use it. And the other reason I don't use it is because my visiting patterns for Magic Mountain, I'm usually there 2 to 3 hours. I get there early. I can ride things right away, and, you know, be done with, you know, riding a lot of stuff by, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, the only time I would ever consider is if I had, you know, out of town guests. So where this per ride thing comes into play, where I think it's a good thing, is let's say you get there at the park, you're there for opening, you get to go on, you know, Full Throttle and Goliath and Twisted Colossus and Batman and, you know, Riddlers, and you're doing, you know, all these things, and the only 2 things you have left are, let's say, Tatsu and X2, and those have huge lines. Instead of going and paying for Flash Pass for, you know, $80, $90, $100, you know, $200, you're paying $10 per ride for those 2 rides, and you don't have to pay it all. So I think that that's going to be again, for somebody who visits the park like I do, I think that's actually going to be a benefit. You know, and it encourages people to kind of get there, you know, early in the day and do things. So, you know, we'll see what happens in the long run. Again, I think this is going to hopefully be a good thing in the long run. I know a lot of people are upset about it for different reasons. And I get it. I totally, you know, if you're on the dining plan or you had the membership and your membership lapsed for some reason, or you know, you have a certain pass that works for you, and they've changed it. Change is always hard. It is what, you know, it happens. But I do hope that you know, this will be a beneficial thing for the parks in the long run, because that's, you know, that's what we're all about. We want the parks to improve. We want the parks to get better, and I'm really hoping that this is going to to do that. But we'll see. You know, I could be totally off base, and 6 months from now I'll be on this video and basically saying I was wrong. This new thing is a disaster. We're not seeing any improvements in the park, and you know, whatever it is. So you know, let's stay tuned. Let's kind of see what happens over the next, you know, few months with these new passes. Again, I'm really interested to see what it's going to do for Fright Fest crowds, you know, this year. So because if you've gone to Fright Fest on a Saturday, you know it is not. I'll be honest, it's not fun. There's just way too many people, way too many strollers, way too many kids, and it's not fun for us, and it's not fun for the talent either. So I'm hoping that this is gonna, you know, hopefully help that and kind of spread those visits out through, you know, like a Friday or a Sunday night and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. All right, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.